Part 5 of how, in just 4 days, the Sacramento County Sheriff's Department will come and lock me out of a home that I have lived in for the past 23 years. I left off by talking a little bit about my mortgage, but then I also ended a couple of videos back talking about my child. A comment that I received stating it's a little bit confusing, so I want to try and tie everything in together as best I can. It's a long, confusing story, so I really want to make sure that I'm, not losing my audience, so to speak, because it's important for me to tell this. I started where I started because since 2008, I have been a very strong advocate for children with disabilities who are not receiving the appropriate services that they should be in the education system. I've reached out to, as I said, the Office of Civil Rights, Department of Education, Office of Administrative Hearings, a plethora of organizations. I've even contacted our senators, our representatives of the state. And so every place I go, the school districts included, it seems to be where they are already aware of what I'm going to say and what I'm going to ask for, especially when it comes for advocating for my child. So I said that to state that it is my opinion that the representatives of the state of California, their employees, because also my ex-spouse is a state of California employee, I am getting met with resistance. So due to my advocacy, and also my mortgage is backed by the state of California, licensed by the state of California, I believe that I am being systematically blackballed. Flat out, just gonna say it. The issues that I continue to have come once my name is mentioned, even though many of these folks have never met me before. And so fast forward during my advocacy with 3 different school districts through the Office of Administrative Hearings, the Office of Civil Rights, superintendents, SELPA directors, principals, teachers, educators. I've moved between the Department of Social Services and found discrepancies there. Department of Human Assistance I found that they were withholding the federal grant portion of the food stamps that were supposed to be allotted to families during the pandemonium, and took them to court for that. So as I continue to move through my state and a lot of the services that I require, as well as the requirements of my child because of their special need, I'm being met with resistance. Not only resistance, systematic breakdowns. Breakdowns and failures. And so as I continue to move in through the next thing, now I'm dealing with my mortgage. Even though, like I said, I had a 6-figure job, I'm not saying that to be braggy or any of that. I am trying to illustrate where I started to where I am now because of the systematic failures, because of the blackballing that is happening. So fast forward to my mortgage. I hope I've cleared that up a little bit, where the tie-in between my mortgage and, my advocacy for my child comes in. So the reason, as I stated, I got behind and tried to get a representative of the state of California to talk with me or help me with someone within the CalPERS department who could get my funds released to me so that I can start paying my mortgage. Incidentally, I want to add this. The dollar amount that I was past due on my mortgage before they started the foreclosure process was my CalPERS payout would have been more than enough to cover it. The monthly amount that I should be receiving is more than enough to cover the amount of my mortgage payments. So the fact that that is being held from me, I find to be a huge deficit in what the state of California allows their employees to do versus how I'm being systematically abused financially. And so because of my advocacy for children with disabilities with special needs, because of my concerns brought forward in the Department of Human Services and Department of Social Services, I understand that there is a system greater than me. A system that when you speak out and use your voice regarding things that are wrong, you are systematically punished. And that's where my story kind of continues. I kind of got off a little bit because I wanted to go step by step, but I had to clear up some of the questions that were causing a little bit of confusion. So I'm going to stop there and start again with my next piece as I continue forward, explaining more of the reasons behind why my home is being taken.